Hello, viewers. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back to our song-by-song run-through of BTS's latest album, Be. I'm Ben, and this is Ildi.
Thank you so much. Why I wanted you to do this, because I always mess up the direction. So there we
Yeah, I'll make a fool of myself instead. It's all good.
Yeah. So Ben said that we are continuing our tradition. Nothing can. How is that song? I love that 80s song.
Nothing's gonna stop us now.
Exactly. This is the spirit that we are in, guys, and in that spirit we're going to continue. So far, this album has been a very pleasant surprise, and we enjoyed it a lot. So this is going great so far. And you said, Ben, that you heard good things about this song. So hopefully it will live up to the expectations. This is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
should we go in?
let's get cracking straight away.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2. Oh no, actually, this is the wrong one. Just have to check. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Guitar already went. This is so far so good. This is so J-Hope. Oh my god. This is his mixtape so far. Which was very groovy, by the way.
God, their raps are so good on this album.
Yeah. Very playful. So good. Oh man, this is great. This is unbelievably good.
Yeah, I'm feeling this.
Oh my god.
Oh, it feels good to like BTS again.
Loving the background music. This is. Oh!
Whoa, scratching.
Scratch!
Let's go.
Oh my. Oh my. I hit my hand, but I can't even feel the pain because I love this so much.
Ooh.
The rap is unbelievably good.
It's so good on this album.
Wow.
Oh, it's so good.
Wonderful.
Where have they been keeping these songs?
I don't know.
This feels like it came off a way early album.
Wow, 1 for the laugh, 2 for the show. What a great line to sing along to. Oh. Oh. This song is like made for you and me, Ben.
It really is.
Everything that we like is in it. Oh! Oh!
Usually I hate these halftime breakdowns, but I'm okay with this one.
And you see, and the bridge, they're building it back.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh yeah. Changing up the rhythm.
Really cool. bass is brilliant. And can
And
you
the
hear the drums in
horns.
the background?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay. Okay, BTS, we get it. You're
Wow.
good. We get it.
Oh my. Oh, geez. Wow. The only. I'm so happy that nobody's at home because I think the
Oh.
neighbors think that I went crazy. Jesus Christ! I feel like one of those reactors that I sometimes wonder about, like why they are screaming so much when there's so much to talk about, and I'm like screaming just as much. This is unbelievable.
Oh.
Wow!
Oh,
Oh
so good.
wow! I haven't even made notes. That's so
We're just
unlike me.
floored. Oh, it feels so good to
Gee.
feel this way again about BTS again. It feels like such a long time for me.
Wow. For me, this is like a real comeback moment in a sense that this is the stuff that I would almost say that this is partially the stuff that I fell in love with when it comes to BTS. It's just a sick flow, really really cool. Line combinations. That there are these like things that you can chant to, but it's not too simplistic, and it's also the perfect mix for me when it comes to K-pop, English and Korean. So there are all sorts of cool call-outs, but it's not too overwhelming or too much, or there are no cheesy lines when you feel like, sometimes there are some songs when you are like, you are the part of me, my life is blah 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 blah, and I'm like, please no. So it's like, it's just a perfect mix of things when it comes to a lyrical delivery. Huge fan. Great message, not overcomplicated. Okay, Ben, you say the great things, and I will continue afterwards.
Okay, so yeah, I came into this song with some expectations because the folks on the Discord for the podcast that I call into a lot were saying that this song is like super old school BTS, and like on the album there's like less auto-tune and stuff, and like that kind of made me think, well, maybe this could be okay, because I don't usually get my hopes up for BTS these days after Map of the Soul 7, but man, this blew me away, this song. Same with the last one as well. Like, they're so much better than I thought that these would be. And like this song, like instantly, it's super groovy. J-Hope comes in, his flow is fucking great. It doesn't sound like everything else. I don't feel like there's just scotch snaps everywhere like in every other song. There's not overuse of triplets. Like, the flow is varied. And then like they have that moment where you go straight from a rap into like the vocalist comes in with like a I'm here, and like it worked so well every time. And oh my god, the instrumentation is great. Like later on after the bridge, it built its way up, and it varied the rhythm on the drums. It had like amazing bass line going on. It had these like triumphant like horns in the back. Like, oh my god, this is great. This is the best BTS song in years, I think, personally.
Honestly, I think I agree with you 100%. It blew me away, and at one point I was just so hyped up naturally. And this is not even a super fast song, right? The lyrics are pretty fast and very rhythmical, but it's not like Idol or something that like, okay, this is an anthem, like you have to get pumped up right away. So it makes you naturally excited without forcing it down your throat that you have to get excited because this is one of those songs, like, and so everything, I think from the very first second, it pulled me in. I was like, okay, this sound is interesting. This is here, and at one point, I think it was around that half of the song, I was just so excited that I even scratched my hand slightly because I was just and there was another. and look, like, I think, well, probably you can see it. It's a bit red. Anyway, I scratched my hand slightly, but I couldn't even feel the pain because I was so excited. And then I needed to just get down to earth again and then listen to the instrumentals because I was so carried away. And that's one of the great feelings of music, isn't it? When you are just falling in love with it, and even though that you should be reviewing, you are just flying with the song. And this is how it makes me feel that I didn't care about anything else, but how great it makes me feel and how awesome it is, and that's a wonderful feeling. And then I agree with everything that you said. I think especially the changes between the vocals and the raps were so smooth, so smooth. It's almost like there wasn't even a like 1 second of a breath. That's for us to that's what 1 second for us to catch our breath. It was just it went from one member to the other, and I would particularly like to highlight that that I loved the bridge part, and towards the end when the instrumentals faded away slightly, and then we heard Jimin singing high notes again, and I think the range was very comfortable for all of them. Yeah, sometimes BTS songs, especially. After I saw an Immortal Songs special with P-Dog, which is cool, very interesting how some of the bands and some of the artists rearranged like blood, sweat, and tears and stuff. But one thing was very clear, even for people who don't know so much about BTS music, that almost every BTS song, at least the title songs, are very high, like very, very high.
It's
that,
all
like, there were
falsetto.
female singers, the female singers who didn't even change the key and still sound incredibly high. And I like this comfortable range for BTS. I love it. They all sounded brilliant. Each and every one of them. And I think the raps were so playful. You know, when you have like a couple of bars, but within that couple of bars, you do so much that like we didn't even know where to look.
It was so good.
Like, oh my God.
So good.
Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Oh.
You haven't got time to realize how great that is until you move on to the like vocal that gets introduced, and like, oh, it's just big fan.
I think it's one of those. Yeah, big fan. But you know what you said? It's very important that we didn't have time to realize how great it was only after it passed, and it makes you want to listen more. It makes you want to listen to it again, and like once we all things get better, like this is dancing on the street mood for sure. And it always what made me think that even though it had a lot of interesting things going on, both the instrumentals and the playful lyrics and the playful raps and just like the call outs, and in the background you would get like a oh or something like that.
Yeah, little ad-libs.
Exactly. But it wasn't overwhelming. Sometimes I think this is sometimes it's a style for certain bands or like certain agencies, like, we all know 2 letters agencies that sometimes they put so much into the songs that's it's like a mystery. The arrangement is a mystery for the fans to untangle. And that's how certain K-pop songs make you feel, isn't it? That's the style of it, that it's crazy as hell, but that's the joy of it. Right?
Yeah,
and
depends on your outlook.
As hell, and that's the joy of it.
This song fixed everything that I had a problem with from the last album. Because like my biggest complaints about Map of the Soul 7 were everything is falsetto and it's like really tiring my ears out, and like there's way too much auto-tune. And neither of those were here, so I'm really happy with it. Like, I've been saying for ages, like, to anyone who'll listen, that they need to let BTS sing again, and like we need to hear their voices again. Because when they're in falsetto, it's way less easy to tell who's singing. And they do have, like, interesting voices between all of them. But it's their, like, mid-range that is so interesting. And we never get to hear it. But here we did.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Wow. I mean, so far, interesting thing is that this album is getting better and better. Like, I thought that the previous song was my favorite. I thought at Blue and Grey that, Blue and Grey is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I would have loved to have this as a title song. Obviously, the message is not as clear or like universal or whatever, but I would have loved this as a title song. Like, imagine, maybe, who knows? Now that they are Grammy nominated, they can perform at the Grammys.
Oh.
So that's what it means.
I want this to be a second title for sure.
Imagine this being performed with a full-on orchestra.
Oh, it'd be amazing. With like a full horn section. Oh. Getting my hopes up now, Ildi. Stop.
Yeah, even just thinking about it makes me excited. Like, this is wonderful. You know what? I was really thinking about, like, Map of the Soul 7 and how sad it is that, like, a lot of the songs were only performed through an online concert. But that was quite fitting in a sense that a lot of them were obviously solo songs, and it kind of, it highlighted their strengths while performing solo, and then it was kind of interesting performances what they created, etc., etc. But this is again bringing me those vibes of, I really want to go to a BTS concert again. This will sound great, like even without any choreo of just like J-Hope totally dancing better than everybody else type of thing, and just dancing around, playing off the crowd.
Yeah, I can already see them at like a big arena with like a huge like how they do those like double catwalk stages that like link together. I can already see them walking down those and just like pointing at the fans and like rapping and doing rap hands and all this stuff and like just swagging it out down these walkways, singing this song. Like I would, oh my god.
Yeah, this is going to be a true celebration, this song is. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to collect these again.
Yeah, all the confetti. You're going to have a whole bucket of BTS confetti.
Because this is a song with confetti, right? Like, this is one of those confetti songs.
This is a fireworks song.
Yeah, coming out of... Yeah, because just so you guys know, like, if you haven't seen the previous videos on this playlist of the album review, that this is a confetti from the BTS Wembley concert. So that's why I have it on me, and I'm like, oh, I mean, what an interesting memorabilia, a piece of plastic. It's a very meaningful piece of plastic.
Yeah.
But one thing is for sure, like, one thing that this song wasn't. It was very real. It wasn't plastic at all. It was very real, really rich, super enjoyable. Great music. Over the moon. Okay, I think let's wrap it up here. And guys, if you are just as excited as we are, do let us know how you feel, because we are overwhelmed and we are super joyful about this. So let us know, and see you in the next video.